Hello everyone, this is Zappo, and a lot of you were curious to know about how I created the gravy transition in my recent edit. So in this tutorial, I'll walk you through the process of how I made the transition. So let's begin. So as you can see, I have my clips already arranged with the CC applied on them. Now I'm gonna create a new composition. I'm keeping it 1920 by 1080, the frame rate to 30 fps, and the duration to 5 seconds. Let's just call this layer wave mat because we're gonna use it as a mat layer. Alright, so let's create the button first. Select the ellipse tool from here. Hold shift to create a perfect circle. Also, we don't need the stroke, so I'm gonna disable it and add a nice fill and give it a white color. Alright, then align it to the center from here and align the anchor point as well. Cool. For the next step, I'm gonna create the arrow. So select the pen tool and turn on the grid from here so we can use it to create a nice and symmetrical arrow for our button, like this. Cool. Once you are done, you can turn off the grid and turn off the fill here and turn on the stroke. I've given it a dark grayish color with a stroke width of 28. Then let's just center it. Alright, so for the next step, go into the shape properties and change the stroke, and in the stroke settings change the line cap to round cap and line join to round join. It will give us a nice rounded edge arrow. Also, let's rename our layers arrow and circle. Cool. Also, let's parent our arrow to the circle so it sticks to it. Now our button is ready to be animated. For that, I'm gonna create two null layers, null 1 and null 2. Parent this circle layer to the null 1 and parent this null 1 to null 2. Then I'm gonna decrease the size here of the button because it's just too huge for now. So I'm going with 56. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's still very huge. Let's try with 28. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's still big. 22 should look fine. Alright, yeah. So click on a null one and press P to bring the position property. Right click on it and select the separate dimensions. Now add a keyframe for the Y position and drag it all the way down until it disappears from the composition. Just like so. Then for the next step, go few frames forward and bring this up a little bit like this. Maybe even more. Cool. Then select both the keyframes, press F9, or you can just select both the keyframes, right click on them, go into the keyframe assistant, then you can easy them from here. I prefer using shortcuts because they are really handy and makes your workflow fast. Drag this below the axis so it creates a nice overshoot effect. Okay, so I think the animation is very slow. Bring them closer to each other. Alright, cool. Then go to the next null layer and do the same. Press P to bring the position property. Right click, select separate dimensions, add a keyframe for Y position, go a few frames forward, make sure you are just above the last keyframe of our null one. Bring it down. Yeah, alright, just like that. Then I'm gonna add another keyframe and bring it all the way up until it disappears from the composition. Now select all the keyframes, press F9 to easy ease them. Go into the graph editor. Also make sure you are in value graph. And make your graph look something like this. Let's see how our animation looks. Not bad, so I'm happy with this. Alright. For the next step, I'm gonna create a rectangle. So select the rectangle tool from here and create a nice rectangle. Also, let's rename this layer to wave because we will add the wave effect to this layer later in this video. Turn off the stroke and turn on the fill. Cool. Now align it to the center, align anchor point as well. Also rotate it by 90 degrees. Then select the shape layer, go into the shape properties, content rectangle 1, and when you see rectangle path 1, right click on it and convert it into a Bezier path. So it will allow us to move each edge individually. So then select the pen tool, press hold shift and click on any one of the edge just like that, and then turn on title and press Ctrl plus R to bring the ruler, then drag it to the middle. After that, bring our edges to the middle. While our edge is still selected, I'm gonna move it in the middle and do the same for the other edge as well. Select it and bring it in the middle. Cool. Also, I'll turn off the title and bring this shape layer down, our rectangle layer down, and put it below the circle layer. Alright. Now go to the point where this circle touches the bottom of a composition. So in my case, it's this frame, so I'm gonna bring my wave layer just below this and align it with the circle layer like this, and then parent it to the circle. The animation should look like this once you are done. Also, yeah, we don't need to see the rectangle until this frame, so I'm gonna drop this layer and it should look like this. So let me just remove this line. Let me just edit this keyframe and bring it here. Yeah. Let's see how it looks. Oh shit. Nice. We are almost done. So go to the frame where our rectangle layer touches the bottom of a composition. So in my case it's this frame. So I'm gonna go into the shape properties, and in rectangle 1 you'll see a path 1 option. open it and create a keyframe and bring it all the way to the first frame of our rectangle layer. Then add another keyframe and select any one of the edges, bottom edges, and drag them to the corners of our composition, just like this. Alright, then select both keyframes, press 9 to ease them, go into the graph editor, also just zoom in a little bit and make your graph look something like this. Cool. Now this is how your animation should look once you're done. Also, yeah, one more thing. We need to bring them closer in this way. So I'm gonna select this and bring them closer. Just like that. Alright, let's see how it looks. Oh, okay, it looks good already. So let's add the wave effect to this now. So search for wave warp in your effects and presets panel and drag it on the rectangle layer. Change the direction to 0, change the wave height to 42 and the wave width to 250. Cool. Then change the pinning to all edges and play the animation. If you think the animation is too fast, you can always drag the keyframes away. So I think it's too slow, so I'm gonna bring it near. Cool. This looks perfect. So for the next step, I'm gonna add another effect called mirror. And bring it to the middle by dividing this length by 2. Cool. Awesome. Then the last step, create another rectangle. When the animation is finished, create another rectangle like this and I'll name it rectangle. Cool. And I'll parent it to the wave, so you know it moves with the wave, and when the wave is completed it will cover the whole composition just like this. So let me just bring it down because it's showing up here. Cool. Let's see how it looks. Alright, so the last step, we're gonna use this in our main composition. So for that, copy the first 4 layers, hit Ctrl C to copy them, go into your main comp and paste them here. Alright, then bring your wave mat as well and put it just above the clip 2 and change the track matte of the clip can add more effects like inner shadow to this layer to make it look even more better. So select this layer, go into the layer panel, layer styles, then add an inner shadow. Let's keep the opacity to 50% is good. Distance 7. Size, I'll increase it a little bit. Cool. You can always improvise this transition by adding more effects like I did to make it even better. So that's all for the video. I hope you learned something from this, and I'll be posting more such videos very soon, so make sure you subscribe the channel and follow me on Instagram.